And then we'll say, yo, what up? How's it going, man?
It's good. How about yourself?
I am well. I am swell. Here with another deck doc with Hawks. Hit me with a pitch. What's going on? What's going on with the Hawks deck?
So, I saw that he had older, and my mind instantly went to uh indiscriminate 0.13 mil
Yeah.
because, like, in the past I've tried using this card. It's a really good card for one, but two, like every time I've used it, for some reason it always gets blocked by a too low, and they always check a 5.
Yeah, so we're looking for a guy who can swap the zones and then use cool things like Featherstorm to make it a little quicker.
Mm-hmm.
Makes sense. Makes total sense to me. So what do you need my help with?
It's pretty big at the moment, and I need to cut it down, cut some stuff out.
Okay, what's the number? What are we thinking?
I want it to be 60 to start playtesting with. At the end of it, I'm probably
60.
going.
Okay.
I'm going to probably aim for around like 55.
Okay.
At the end of it.
Okay. Yeah. That means I just get to ask you just a bunch of questions. Okay. Slice and burn. What's this card doing on my deck?
Mill. So we can find Hawk's feathers.
It combos with a high block. You see that?
Yes, now I see it. These new cards are still confusing the crap out of me.
Yeah, it combos with a high block, which means that the only attacks we can combo with is Electric Jolt or Featherstorm, or we have public support, new number 1 or number 2 pro hero. You have 16 high blocks in your deck total. In your 73 card deck, you had 16 high blocks. I think that Slice and Burn just instantly gets to be cut. I think this card's cool. It gets to be cut.
That's good.
Pro hero rankings. Talk to me about this card.
Kind of was the same thing with like the milling stuff. I was going to do like milling stuff so I can get into Hawk's feathers, and then once I mill, you can do the special funny things.
Special funny things. What do you mean? What?
I can choose up to 5 attacks. So if I get so whenever I cycle, if I do a Hawk's feathers, I can just put it back.
Oh, sure. That's fine. I think this card is not very good. I think this card is fine at best. I don't think that you need this guy in your deck, and certainly not at a 2 of. Like if you are married to this card, we're gonna run it at a 1 of, and I'll be sad about it. But this is one of those cards that in your testing of your 60 card deck, if you find yourself milling super hard, put this card back in your deck. This isn't a card that I would start testing with, you know?
Yeah, I mean, let's take it out.
Yeah, now. Let's get rid of it. I like the 2 runaways. I think that's fine. It probably, if we're going down like really slim, could be 1 runaway, depending on what we have over here.
Yeah.
Next, I want to look at block zones, mids and lows. Lows, self-sack, lineage, love the one-man inferno, internet sensation. Sell me on this one. What's going on here?
Just kind of like if it seemed cool to do. I haven't playtested this deck enough to actually see if it's useful or not. But like, it just seemed kind of cool. Like if I were like starting off with gold or one of the 4 dips, just kind of like, oh look, I checked the 5. Now it gets +1 damage.
This card's really cool with Hawks' Feather. Actually. Because you're never committing cards to play these. And they get like, they just get bigger off of internet stations. That's interesting. This card's neat. I'm not positive that it's better than the self-sack that we have. Right? Like, I'd rather just like play more, like cut these 2 for these 2. But they're neat. Relaxed demeanor. Oh, relaxed demeanor. You haven't played with this deck yet?
I've played one game with it.
And did you have a problem finding feathers?
Yes.
You did have a problem finding feathers. So maybe we do keep in the relaxed demeanor. What if, can I convince you to put it like a 3 of?
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I was like, I don't think I need 4 of it.
Okay. Okay. I'm into that. I'm into it. Requesting is great. Passing is great. Defrosting. Interesting defrosting. This card seems really cool with Indiscriminate Shock, but that might be it.
And also, it was just another, like, milling thing to try to get the feathers.
Sure. I'm going to drop it down to a 1 of, because I don't think we necessarily need it, because we're just trying to find space, you know? Yeah. Ice Gliding, Like the Wind. Your EX Slam deals damage, adds to your momentum. So, yes. No. 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 So this is only Enhanced Commit for more speed. I think this card's super on the chopping block.
Okay.
Thoughts?
Yeah, I'm not making to it, so
love it. Kindle the Flame is totally fine. Save Bakugo, we're dropped down to a 2 of. Gotta Go Faster, I think, is super neat. And it deserves to be a 1 of, if anything. Being able to play a Hawk's Feather, give it 1 speed accidentally, and then pick up the top card of discard pile is very funny. Especially with the milling things that we have on 1-man Inferno. I like this a lot. We'll check our number because it is next on the chopping block. All right, we'll go back to block zones. Creeped Out. Next check to block this gets -3 after a Breaker's played -1 to its rating. I don't think you're really gonna have a problem with Breaker just because of how easy Hawk's Feather gets around Breaker. So I don't think we necessarily need this card. It's probably good enough as is. Especially because we've got Ice Gliding at the 4 of, and Ice Gliding combined with Heroic Lineage, is good. Also, this thing says your next check to block gets +2, which doesn't actually like help you with like I've -speeded my opponent's move, so it gets another minus speed, you know? Like this is changing your number as opposed to affecting their number. For like your Ice Glidings are -3 speed, which is like that's a lot. That's a lot of speed. So I think we take out Creeped Out as well, and then we come back and we look at our blocks. Okay. This is my one scary thing. We've got 16 high blocks in our deck, and our character that's wanting to turn a bunch of things high. Like we actively want to turn things to the high zone. And so like we should probably have less lows because we get to panic, turn a thing high, and then block high, right?
Yeah.
And so like let's just go look at a bunch of cool high block cards, right? This one is cool. I like this card. I think this card is super neat. After you block this card, build it committed. That's super rad.
And mill 2.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of really cool high blocks on the order symbol. So just looking at high blocks, this card seems really cool to play in our deck. It says mill 2. All my moves get 1 speed for the turn. This is anti-stun and steal momentum, which is pretty cool for our powerful move.
That has powerful on it.
Yeah, it certainly does. And it also says that after you block, your next one gets plus or minus, which means that your Hawk's Feather can maybe even do more damage depending on what you want to do, right? We already talked about Take the Disguise of like, you know, it's a 2 high block that you just like build on my opponent's turn. Like this card by its lonesome is Manly Passionate Guy, right? For a high block, and you turn their move high. Season Brawler, if they block your move, you redraw a card. Vile Seizing is very good. Is it better than Feather Sword Slash? I'm not positive. Just because like this thing goes and finds a feather, and you said you're having a problem with that. Showdown needs to exist in your deck. It's just got to be here somewhere.
Okay.
Yeah. It's gonna be a 2 of, and I think I'm gonna cut these here runaways.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
Turning their move high and blocking with a Showdown is debilitating.
Because I keep flipping back and forth between Showdown and Runaway, which one's better on the order symbol, and Evil.
Sure. This guy just puts the move high, though.
Yeah.
And so, like the one issue that I have with Showdown is my opponent, like, plays a bunch of lows. And as Hawks, I go, no, that tongue whip, that one's high. And they go, you're right. Yes, sir. You're correct. Let's go back to block zones, and I want to look at these high blocks. So the new number 1, I think, is very cool, and we for sure should play it at a 1 of. It's a 3 diff. With yes, once per turn, mill 2, but like honestly, we could put this in the sideboard and probably feel fine.
See, the main thing that I'm thinking of is, from what I've seen a bunch of people testing, I feel like Todoroki 4 is going to be an absolute menace in this format.
Sure.
That's coming up. Sure. That this is the one that does the Pro Hero thing, unseal all of your stage. Yeah.
Say that again?
Yeah, this is the one that does the Pro Hero enhance, once per turn, mill 2, unseal 1 card in your stage.
Yeah. And this card can't be sealed, which is super good, right? We should definitely mainboard one of it. I don't think we should mainboard 2. We would side the other one.
Okay.
Yeah. Talk to me about public support. What's going on here?
It was still from the milling stuff. After this card enters your discard pile, in the in-hand step, you get +1/+1. So I mill it, give my stuff +1/+1. So
I think this card is super neato, but I think that just having something along the lines of Take to the Skies in this slot is just going to be better. It's a 2/5 rather than a 1/4. When we look at our control, we've got a ton of not 1 diffs, or not 2 diffs, right? I think we can afford to just cut this for just like a better card. This also does the mill thing on block, as opposed to, it's like the best thing we can mill as opposed to public support is just to mill Hawks' Feather. And so let's play a thing that mills it, right?
Yeah.
And then I want to put in 2 more high blocks at minimum, like bare minimum. So let's I'd be down for like the 1 of Citywide Crisis, and like we could even like go even more if we wanted to, you know? Like I think that we could like cut these internet sensations, right, and go find some high blocks of like 1 Citywide, 4 Seasoned Brawlers, 61, 22, 2019. You know what? I think I want to cut the Gotta Go Faster. I think this card's neat, but I think it just doesn't belong in our deck.
No. Yeah, that's totally cool.
And then from here, when we take and we look at our blocks once again, our high blocks look way more healthy. Still at 60 cards, and we're 22, 19, 19. And we should have more high blocks than anything because our dude says we should always have a high block in our hand. Yeah. First hand, what is it? Holy cannoli. We found a feather and a feather. We're live on turn 2.
Yeah. Great.
Yeah. Redraw first hand. This one's not
found
as good. Found a feather and a feather, yeah. Their attacks are creeping up on us. Oh, this hand's bad too. 1, 2, 3. This is fine. Yeah, found a feather. It's fine. Yeah. This might be what I test first.
Oh, yeah. Sounds great.
Yeah. Any final thoughts before I let you go?
Nope.
Okay.
Indiscriminate Shock's a stupid card.
It is pretty stupid. I for one am excited to see how it survives its last format.
Mm-hmm.
All right, buddy. Stay on the line long enough for me to shoot you the link, and you have a good rest of your night, okay?
You too.
All right, we'll see you, man.